Hey everybody, we're back at the Centaur channel once again. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for your support, for your commenting, for your subscribing and sharing. I really appreciate it. Where my goal is for this next upcoming week to have 100 subscribers and to know what you want to see in my next video, so I can bring you what you want. I thought this was really fun. Honestly, it's been done before. But I wanted to put my own spin on it, and I wanted to help you guys out there, because Aventus is still, on the hype train. It's still extremely popular. It's still one of the best-selling niche fragrances, if not the best-selling or highest-selling niche fragrance. So let's get into it. I wanted to talk about Aventus first. It's the one who started it all. It's the OG for a reason. Guys, the pineapple is rich. It has a very intoxicating, beautiful freshness to it, depending on your batch. Most of the ones you're going to get after 2015, the smokiness isn't very strong, but it's still there. It still helps give it a little bit of a masculine feel. It's just in the background. You get a high quality ambergris, which again has a little bit of saltiness and a little bit of clean muskiness that helps the fragrance just lift it up, feel a little bit more aromatic. And then you get oak moss. That oak moss makes this fragrance smell more mature. It makes it smell almost like it has a tiny bit of vetiver in it. It helps give it, I think, more of a seductive edge. So when we start jumping into these clones, guys, just remember that this is the one that started it all. I don't think it can be replaced, but there's no shame in wanting to go for a clone. The price on this arguably is too high, and that's a reason why there's so many clones that tried to copy it, and why there's, they're doing so well. And it seems like, every month or so there's a new clone coming out. So, guys, this is the real deal. Get a sample, get a decant, even buy the bottle if you're really in love with it. I know it's an investment. I would just wear it more on special occasions. I personally recommend that you wear one of these clones for more casual situations. So guys, let's get into it. This is the OG. So guys, what's the first one? What do I have for you? I have Pineapple Vintage Intense. So Pineapple Vintage is its own brand. I think it's an independent brand. You have to order it through their official website. You can't find this in stores anywhere. But what does this guy smell like? Pineapple Vintage smells like the dry down of Aventus. It smells like Aventus when it becomes a skin scent, where it kind of smells more transparent, a soft pineapple, the soft woods, the ambergris kind of, still there, helping round it out with a tiny bit of muskiness, and where it smells a little bit aromatic. This guy smells like that amplified. It smells much more fruity. There's not much woods to speak of. It's beautifully fresh. This guy's, believe it or not, gets more compliments than Aventus for me. And I know other people who have had the same results. This one is much more fresh, but more mass appealing, more easy to love. So guys, the performance is really good on this one too. I get 6 to really 7 or 7.5 hours out of it. And the projection, the sillage are pretty good too. So this is Pineapple Vintage. The Pineapple Vintage Intense is even stronger and better. They do have a Nuit and kind of like an extreme noir version. The noir version is good. It's kind of balanced. The noir version is the smokiness, the note just seems a little bit off. I don't know if they're going to improve it, but it's not that it's too smoky. It's that the note they used is a little bit odd. So guys, I would go with Pineapple Vintage Intense if you're going to go with this brand. They do have the X batch, which smells a little bit like Sauvage with a little bit of pineapple. That one is kind of a light fragrance for close encounters or business wear. That one's really good too. I'd recommend you try that one. But this one is more unisex, but it's still playful and lovely. I know that gals will love it on you, and I know that women, particularly, if you have a lady around, she'll probably steal a spray or two. So this is great stuff, guys. I would recommend it. You can find this for about $100. So this is one of the more higher quality clones, if not really the highest quality clone that I know of. It's great, guys. They did a really good job. So give it a chance if you haven't, got your nose on it yet. So guys, we're gonna jump to Insurrection 2. There we go. Now Insurrection 2 is probably the most affordable of all of these. It can be found close to $20. Insurrection Pure kind of has the pineapple, but it's much more light. It doesn't really have any of the ambergris that I can tell. It definitely doesn't have the oak moss. It's a little bit more on the aromatic side, in my opinion. So it smells like airy and breezy. Like the Pineapple Intense is more fresh and definitely fruity. I think this one has like a little bit more of like a clean or a little bit of a more of a fresh smell. And that's not a bad thing, guys. This is a beautiful fragrance if you're just wanting something very casual, something very affordable, something you can wear anywhere and everywhere. So guys, this fragrance lasts, I would say about 5 hours or so. Its projection and its projection and sillage aren't very strong, so that you could get away with wearing this at work or being close to people. It's really not a bad fragrance at all. I think there are better clones, but if you wanted something that's more on the simple side, that's more of just a kind of a pineapple fragrance that isn't going to break the bank, this is a good one, guys. So I'd get your nose on it. Guys, we're going to jump to, honestly, the one that I believe is the best clone of Aventus. This is La Aventure by Al Haramain. Now, La Aventure is really the closest to Aventus. I would say it's, if you want a percent, which I really don't like doing that, I guess you could say it's like 90%. It's really close to Aventus, guys. The average Joe, and you might even be able to fool somebody, a perfumer, maybe, or maybe even one of us fragrance heads with this. They might think it's Aventus, because it does smell so close. But the amazing thing is, I think this is worth the money at full retail. But you can find this at discounters close to about $35. So guys, this fragrance lasts, a good 7 hours. It projects, and the sillage are kind of like average. And really, for a casual fragrance, that's what you want it to be. You don't want it to be too loud, too obnoxious. It's still going to get noticed. It still is going to get you good attention. And it smells really close to Aventus, guys. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. High quality. I don't know why this one isn't more talked about in the fragrance community. If you've been wanting Aventus and you didn't want to pay the price, this is the best one for the money. It has my seal of approval. So guys, get your nose on it. Let me know if you have it. Please comment what your thoughts are about La Aventure. So this one's really good stuff, guys. Guys, I have to give some honorable mentions real quick to some of the ones I have smelled. Now, Dua is one of them. They have Poseidon's Elixir, I believe it is, and they came out with like an X 11 batch, I believe it was. But guys, I think they last decently well, about 4 or 5 hours. But I don't think the smell is as good as La Aventure. I don't think they smell as full, but they smell a little bit more on the aromatic or kind of like the clear side. Not necessarily fresh, but it's just kind of like more of a transparent pineapple, and the development isn't as natural. But guys, that one's not bad either. If you feel comfortable with something like that has average projection and average longevity, that's not bad at all. If you wanted something that was, you know, a step up maybe from the Insurrection 2, that smelled a little bit more like Aventus, you know, it's not bad. So that's just my opinion. Please share your opinion in the comments below. And this is just one man's thoughts. So let's get to the rest of them. Let's get to, again, Pineapple Vintage. I know I mentioned the Noir. I've mentioned the Pineapple Intense. This is the Pineapple Vintage King Intense. So they came out with another version. See, the Pineapple Intense, or even the Pineapple Vintage, the original one, was supposed to kind of be more of the fruity interpretation of Aventus, and then they had one that was supposed to be more of the smoky. This one is supposed to be, at least as far as I know, smell exactly like Aventus. Well, what does it smell like, guys? It does smell more like Aventus. It does smell, you know, very close, like the real deal. But I'm just going to be honest with you guys, the composition is a little bit different. It does smell like it has ambergris, but of course the quality's not the same. In the oak moss, they kind of have it, but it definitely isn't the same. But what gets me in this fragrance is they put a little bit of vanilla in it, and the vanilla doesn't seem to be blended, or just it doesn't seem to be in harmony with the pineapple for me personally. But guys, if you wanted a Aventus that wasn't necessarily as macho, this is going to do it for you guys. It has a little bit of a soft vanilla, nothing particularly loud, nothing particularly sweet. It's definitely not a powdery vanilla. So guys, if you wanted something, you know, kind of in between the original Aventus and the Pineapple Vintage Intense, I think this one is a good one to go for. If you wanted something that's more nighttime appropriate, maybe more date appropriate, I do think that the King Intense would be good for you for close encounters or maybe dates. So I know Aventus can be a little bit too strong or be a little bit too macho for some, and I think this does bridge the gap in making it a little bit more mass appealing. Some of us purists, like me personally, are not going to like this as much. But if this fits you, if this is something you'd like, I'd recommend it, guys. That's the King Intense for you. Now, we have Pour Monsieur's Le Prince. Now, this one, Pour Monsieur Le Prince, it comes in this bottle. I might not be saying the name exactly correctly, but it's a very interesting fragrance. It's definitely an attempt at the Aventus DNA or the Aventus's popularity. I know some people have recommended this, but guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Not everything can be a winner. Not everything can be spectacular. I think this fragrance has a little bit of the pineapple, a little bit of on the aromatic side, but it tries to have a little bit of a vintage DNA. Not green, not vetiver or dense or anything, but it has a little bit of herbaceousness, a little bit of like almost a floral nature to it that comes, it's kind of like the base of the fragrance, and it doesn't last very long, it doesn't project very well. But guys, if you wanted something that maybe was the least offensive or the safest out of all of them, because it's going to be so close to the skin, and you're really scared about not offending people, this might be the one that's the best for you. I think it has a little bit of a DNA that's trying to be Bleu de Chanel, but it's not quite there, mixed with Aventus. So guys, that's La Prince by Pour Monsieur, and that's just my opinion, guys. And try it out if that sounds good to you. And but guys, I know y'all are looking for it. I know y'all wanted to hear about it. And this is Club de Nuit Intense Man. But guys, this one is spectacular. I think this one is the best-selling designer one. Designer clone of them all. A lot more people buy this one than they do La Aventure. So guys, why is that? It's because this one has stellar projection, sillage, and longevity. At least that's what I have come to believe. This one lasts for about 9 hours. It projects pretty well, pretty good, and its sillage is pretty good too. So it might be the longest lasting, or at least the best projecting overall of all the clones. I honestly think they have reformulated this fragrance and made it even better. But some people say that the longevity has gone down, and I think it's still there personally. It still has a little bit of a synthetic lemon that's intense off the top. More older bottles, it was extremely strong, or maybe it just takes time to sit on your counter and kind of blend together over time and become harmonious. Maybe they're selling so well that they're sending them out of the factory, fresh. But this fragrance is like more of a smoky batch of Aventus. Very smoky. Very much of a mature kind of take on Aventus. It's not necessarily as fruity, but it still has a little bit of fruitiness. But it still has some freshness, kind of like with a lemon, which helps this fragrance still be intense, but still be a little bit citrusy with citrus and that intense smoke. So guys, if you're wanting the longest lasting, if you want real performance out of your clone, this is probably the best one. I think La Aventure probably lasts about the same, but it projects a little bit less. The sillage is still quite good, and I think it smells more natural. But if you really want to get noticed, this one's great. I do think it's more for a mature man. There's been people that have done, kind of street scent approaches where they've gotten ladies and other people to smell this. And some ladies were really put off by it, especially if they smelled it on skin, really close to you. So guys, I just put that out there that I do think this is more of a mature fragrance. I think La Aventure is better for the average guy, and but I would recommend it. It's great juice for the money, and it's high quality. Again, guys, choose your clone. Choose which ones fits you. I hope you've liked this approach where I recommend that you choose a clone for, casual everyday situations, because it'll save you a lot of money. The average person will still be very impressed. You have good hygiene, you're taking care of yourself, and you're wearing a fragrance, so you're already steps ahead of the average guy. So again, the Aventus, maybe save it for special occasions where you really want to impress somebody, where you really want to get noticed in a positive way, where people maybe are more particular. Maybe they've had experiences with fragrances, or they're really picky. So that's just my opinion. This isn't all the clones out there. I'm sure next month there's going to be a new one. But clones are kind of fun, but they are getting kind of obnoxious to some of us. There's just way too many of them out there, and a lot of them to review, a lot of them to talk about. But guys, again, Aventus has done a lot of good in the fragrance world, and it's a great fragrance. It's beautiful, and there's a reason why we love it. So let me know if you don't even like Aventus. Let me know if you have one of these, if you like them, if you think they're worth the money at all. Let me know if pineapple is too overdone. You don't ever want to smell pineapple again. This has been the Scentatar channel. I hope this has been a fun review for you. And until next time, guys, peace out.